Hey there everybody, Meteorologist Ally Debicki here. Wanted to hop online and give you an update in regards to tonight's snow. I saw some comments already. Seth, thank you so much for the welcome back, as well as Dan. Everything's been good. As you all know, I'm returning from maternity leave. Baby's fabulous and family's just so excited that we are getting back into the swing of things and also bringing in beautiful Tahani to our schedule and our life. And I just have been having such a blast. So happy to be back in-house. Of course, the past 2 weekends have been kind of crazy in the forecasting world. Last week, it was all about the preparation for the winter storm we saw on Tuesday morning. Now this one is coming in tonight into tomorrow, and we're going to be watching for accumulations yet again. So with that being said, let's get right on into it. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them down below. I'm going to be watching the comments pretty closely. If I miss you, so sorry. But like I said, this will also be published to our Facebook page. So if anything does start to pop up, feel free. We're going to keep it posted there, and I'll go back and kind of periodically check if there's any changes to what's been coming out and what you guys are saying. So right now we have a winter storm warning in effect. Earlier today, this did not look like this. This is an update that was brought to us around midday. And this goes until 9 a.m. on Saturday. The National Weather Service basically preparing us for higher amounts of snow as a result of the system. So when we talk about our weather alerts, watch is usually, okay, we're waiting, we're seeing what's about to occur, and then a warning usually is something that we need to be prepared for. It's an imminent condition that we're going to be expecting, especially when it comes to winter storm warnings. That means that we're going to be watching for snow as a result of the system. So wanted to bring you the latest alerts there. If you tuned in at 4 and 5, you probably saw those as well. When it comes down to our system, it's already starting to push into Pennsylvania. So you can see that highlighted here on our satellite and radar. Kind of a wider view just so you can see how large the system is and also how fast moving the system is. It's going pretty quickly, and it is going to be in and out of here pretty much in a blink of an eye. So already starting to approach western Pennsylvania. We expect snow to start here locally around 8 o'clock, maybe maybe an hour, give or take, right? And you can see those snow showers already starting to push into western Pennsylvania. Now earlier today, it was mainly over the Ohio Valley. It's already starting to move into our area. If you're stepping out, right, currently 7:48, these are the snow showers that are already in our area, but they're going to kind of take over and spread over, especially as we head later into the evening hours. So I'm going to pause this here. Let me see if I can do that. Let's see. Yeah, now, perfect. So taking a look at our counties currently, you can see that there's a little bit of green popping up, maybe even some pink. So that's indicating that there might be some mixing. If this is making it to the surface, you might not be seeing all snow just yet. A little bit of warmth, perhaps in the higher levels of the atmosphere causing that, maybe even at the surface. So just bear in mind, as this continues to push over our counties, temperatures cool right around freezing and even cooler than that to 30, maybe even upper 20s. Most of this is going to be snow, okay? So it's going to continue to push in. Right now, we're seeing maybe some light precipitation, if that, and if it's making it to the surface for the spots you see shaded in either green, pink, or even white in that periwinkle purple, if you will. So you can see Mifflin and Juniata counties, even spots, and Perry County getting in on mainly snow, northern Franklin County, and then back over towards Dauphin County, Lebanon County, and even some of the portions just within the central pocket of our counties might be seeing more of a mix right now. This is just the beginning, right, folks? See, it's 7:49. We're starting to get that precipitation creeping into our counties, and we're only going to be tracking more as time goes on. So here's kind of what we're expecting, right? So the arrival time coming in later this evening, it's already starting to push in. So we know that we're going to be keeping an eye out from here on out, and it's going to continue until early Saturday. Some of the models earlier today were hinting at departure around maybe even 4 or 5 a.m. But just to be safe, probably more like 7, 8 a.m. just in the event that there might be some lingering snow that could be holding on to our eastern counties. This is going to continue though, like we said, late Friday into early Saturday morning. Because it's cold and because we've been cold, it's going to accumulate immediately. Remember last week we had that warm spell with temperatures well above average? Well, that's different this time around. So things are going to be a lot colder, and it's going to have the opportunity to stick right off the bat. Now, it's not going to be as wet as snowfall. I know we talk about these terms light, heavy. I still think it's going to be coming down steady and heavy at times, but the actual consistency isn't forecast to be as quote heavy or wet as what we saw on Tuesday. Think about how that snow just stuck to the trees and stuck to the power lines, and the weight of it brought some of that stuff down and caused issues with power outages and also down trees and tree branches and things like that. This is going to be more of a fluffy consistency as it continues to accumulate. So something a little bit different in comparison to earlier this week. And as we mentioned, we are going to be expecting a plowable snow. Some spots might see even higher than this general 3 to 6 totals, but we'll talk more about that coming up. After this moves out, Saturday morning, we are going to see breezy conditions start to develop. We saw the winds earlier today. They were in excess of 30 miles per hour. I believe even 40 miles per hour the forecast was. As we head into the weekend, our gust speeds will be potentially in excess of 25. So that's going to carry over Saturday and into Sunday. So with that breezy wind coming in, a few flurries can't be ruled out, especially because of the wind direction coming in out of the north and at times west. And we also are going to watch for the potential for snow squalls. So even though this system is moving out of here, we're still going to be keeping an eye on some precipitation. It's not going to be a large, big swath like we're expecting tonight into tomorrow, but that threat is there, and we will let you know if anything changes as we head through the next 24 hours, of course, in regards to that. But with that being said, we wanted to talk travel delays. Of course, the last couple of hours have been perfectly fine. We even had lots of sunshine earlier today. Those clouds approached. Things have been quiet and dry. It's as we head through the overnight that it could get a little dicey. So we, advise you to not travel if you don't have to. If you do, make sure you're taking it slow and giving the plows as much room as possible to clear the roadways. And then even into the early morning hours, it will be a little bit tough on the roads. As we head through the afternoon, we expect things to improve, especially because we're not tracking any large amount of accumulation after that batch initially comes in tonight into tomorrow morning. And as we mentioned, if you don't wait as long as possible, really, but I think as we head through the second half of the day, you have a better chance and a lot less stress heading out for your Saturday in regards to travel delays. So here's what we're tracking. Here's our Futurecast here. All of that periwinkle, if you will, that light blue, even that white, that's indicating snow, okay? So as we continue through the next few hours, snow starts to take over our counties from west to east. And then it just continues to dump on our area as we head through the overnight past midnight into the 1-2 o'clock hour. As you continue to see through like 3, 4, 5, that's when things start to get a little lighter and almost break up a little bit more, especially if you're headed out towards central Pennsylvania. And then as this is 7 o'clock, this is why I said I think we'll still have some light snow to contend with around 7, 8 a.m. But it does start to break up, and it does depend on your location, okay? So just bear that in mind. And then most of us are clear as we head towards 9, 10 a.m. Here's the afternoon. I mean, you can see not a lot of snow popping up on Futurecast, but I would just be mindful, especially because of our proximity to the lakes. We do have that opportunity when the wind direction is right for some flurries, also even some scattered snow showers, and potentially that squall chance. Right now, it looks like it may be best to our north. So not a slam dunk for our counties, but I'm just not ruling it out. You know what I mean? In regards to your second half of your Saturday. And then when it comes down to Sunday, we'll see a little bit more sunshine, a continued breeze coming in, and also seasonal air in the low 40s for highs. Tomorrow, it's going to be quite cold. We're going to be in the mid 30s. And then when you factor in the wind speeds, it'll feel even chillier than that, perhaps mid to upper 20s, depending on the strongest winds that move in. So make sure you're bundling up for any activities. I know this is good for all the cold weather activity happening out and about. We brought you that 3-day ski forecast. Make sure you're just having the layers and staying warm, especially when you're factoring in the winds and also the air temperatures that we're expecting. So all in all, as we mentioned, our general totals are anywhere from 3 to 6 inches. Okay, and that's for all of our counties. I know earlier in the week you saw almost more like a gradient and a bunch of different colors. This time around we are going with a general 3 to 6. And then there could even be localized pockets of higher amounts. The interesting thing with this storm is seeing basically where the heaviest bands are going to set up. Earlier models had them almost along the Maryland-Pennsylvania border. Looking a little bit earlier before this live, it looked like maybe even central Pennsylvania could see up to 7 inches. So we're going to keep a close eye on it. I think 3 to 6 for now is a good range. But if anything changes, let us know. Of course, we're kind of in the last couple of minutes here, the last couple hours of when things are really going to be shaken up. But you know, we're always keeping an eye on any changes and any fine tuning to the forecast. Of course, with snow again in the area and the accumulations that we're going to see, we always love when you guys submit your photos to us here at Box 43. We love using them in our newscasts and we love hearing your reports. A big thing is letting us know where the photo was taken and also having your name so we can use them on air and make sure you're featured properly. So with that being said, with the snow totals being here, I just wanted to throw that out there. We love to include all of you in our newscasts with your photos or even videos, so be sure to snap a few if you're enjoying the snow tomorrow. That's the beauty of this system. It's not a Tuesday morning commute, right? I know that was really hard. I know there was a lot of accidents. I know it was pretty treacherous out there. So hopefully, I know some people still have to work on Saturdays, me included, but I do not, you know, I'm happy that it won't be as congested at least, and you can, for those who are off, take a second, take a breath before you have to get out there and clear anything off or shovel anything when it comes to the system. So that's some good news there. Let me take a look at what some of you guys are saying. Joel says, oh boy, I'm driving from Reading to Harrisburg tomorrow morning. Take it slow, Joel, like I said, and also watch out for the plows out on the road. Mike says, what up? And then we have Wayne asking, should we be ready for 3 tacos or should we be ready for 1 to 2 dozen taco snowfall? I love that, right? How many tacos should we order in preparation for this snowfall? I mean, because the afternoon is looking better, guys, I think you can maybe hold off and then you don't have to order too many. But I love that analogy. I love that thought process. We also have Scott and Sam Hershey saying hi. Bob saying hi, Karen saying hi. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. We love to do these little lives just to let you know what's to be expected. It's kind of nice to take the second to really dive into what's to come and give you an idea of what's to be expected. There we go. Sorry, sometimes that takes a second to transition over because I just kind of recycled, so sorry about that. Yeah, so in regards to accumulation, it's kind of everybody's in the same mix. After this moves through, this weekend is going to be cold, it's going to be breezy. Looking ahead to the 7-day forecast, we do have some warmer air on the horizon. It's not going to be as warm as where we were at last week, but it's definitely, you know, slightly above average for this time of year. So if you are a warm weather lover, do not fret. We have a little something for you as well. I'm a snow person. I do love a good snowfall. So, you know, I think I was covered earlier this week, but hey, we're here for another round. It's going to be a good time and we'll have all the coverage. Just want to remind you that winter storm warning goes until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. This was issued earlier today by the National Weather Service in preparation. And then this is the system in question that we're tracking. Let's take a closer look. So you can see that with the way it's tracking, warmer air down to the south is causing rain to develop. Then there's a nice little mixing line, and then upwards colder, back end of the system too. There's more snow, and there's some heavier snow at that. So that's where it's just kind of gliding over Pennsylvania, and it's going to continue to bring that snow for our area. Sean says, welcome back. Thank you. Wendy, thank you so much. I appreciate it. She also says, welcome back. You guys are so nice. Thank you so much. I feel like the welcome back was just so, you know, brings a tear to your eye. So nice. I'm so happy to be back in studio too. See everybody here. Everybody's great. And of course, all this happens right when I come back. But yeah, these are all the, this is the system we're tracking rather. we're going to be looking at those snow showers tonight into tomorrow. Right now, they are starting to push in. You can see Mifflin, Juniata counties, our western locations. They're already starting to work their way in. It's still relatively light right now, so that's some good news. For spots further east, a little bit of mixing though, more for you guys for now. But I think as time goes on, this is all going to switch over to snow for the most part. And we won't have that kind of like, is it going to mix? Is it not going to mix? Are we going to see more sleet? Are we going to see more freezing rain? Are we just going to see regular rain? That was another thing with the last system. There was this potential for a start of rain and some heavy, steady rain at that. And we kind of got in the snow mix with that one. So as we continue tonight, expect snow to continue to move over our counties. It's already starting to push into central Pennsylvania, and it's going to move eastward. And then overnight, that's when we're really getting in on the steady stuff. General 3 to 6 inches when it comes to our totals, but we're not ruling out localized higher amounts. And then come Saturday morning, most of this should be over. We can't rule out the potential for a few flurries and maybe even a scattered snow squall. So stay with us for updates. Those can be dangerous too, just because it's that quick, sudden onset of snow that can accumulate, the breezy winds, the lower visibility. It's not a slam dunk for our counties, maybe better to our north, but because of the winds and how the wind direction is going, can't completely rule it out for Saturday afternoon. Otherwise, travel should improve as we head into the afternoon hours. It's mainly tonight into tomorrow morning. So if you do not have to travel, maybe just pump the brakes. If you do have to travel, I know a lot of people still have things to do. They have places to go. I understand. Just make sure you're giving the plows ample amount of room to do their thing, and then also taking it super slow. And if you do hit visibility issues, that is important to also make sure you have your headlights on, things like that, and to take it as easy as possible. Here's that Futurecast that we mentioned. So already pushing in tonight, right? We've already seen some precipitation pop up. This is going to continue overnight tonight, almost like an idea of what 10 o'clock should look like, but most of our counties are dealing with snow, and some of it may even begin to get heavy at this point. It'll continue to push towards the east. We'll see this period of steady, heavy snow accumulating right off the bat because of how cold it is. And then as we head into the early morning hours, it becomes a bit more scattered, breaks up a bit, and then come potentially 8-9 a.m. if anything lingers to our east, we should be good. And then by 1 o'clock, this is what 1 o'clock looks like. Peaks of sunshine here and there, mainly clouds, and it will be cold and it will be breezy. By Sunday, a little more sunshine. With the wind direction, it's always kind of one of those things where it could throw us a few more clouds here and there. Otherwise, we should be a little bit closer to our seasonal average. We'll be in the low 40s. Still got a breeze though, so make sure you're still wearing your jackets, staying warm, preparing for winter-like weather. And then, as we mentioned, these are our snowfall totals that we're expecting overall, that general 3 to 6. But it wouldn't be out of the question if we did see some 7-inch totals, depending on where the heaviest band set up with this one. So, as I said, make sure you keep us in the loop with what you're experiencing at home. We love your photos. We love your reports. So use that app, our Fox 43 app. Make sure you download it, and there's a Near Me feature on there, and you can submit all of your good stuff there, and we can use it at 10 o'clock tomorrow when I'm in. I always like to showcase your photos and your videos. So that is the perfect time to do it. Post snowstorm, having time with your family, having time with your friends, maybe if you're not a snow lover, enjoying it from the indoors. I was talking to one of our EPs today, and I was like, whenever it snows, I feel like you need a hot cocoa, or you need a nice bowl of soup, or something just to get you in the mood. And I think all of those are a great option. So if you're on the indoors, maybe reading a book, enjoying time by the fire, we'd also love photos of that as well. Cass, that's a shout out to you. So anybody else, any other thoughts? Mindy says yay, so a snow lover, I am guessing. Clifford, thank you, you are welcome. Yeah, if you guys have any other questions, comments, or concerns, I know with this one, we're not really tracking this like gradient. So when you have kind of this, everybody's in it, and it's going to be kind of this thing where it dumps on everybody, we don't really have that opportunity to be like, oh, well, what am I going to get in this county? What am I going to get in this county? What am I going to see here? What am I going to see there? Earlier models were hinting at higher amounts towards the Maryland PA border. So we were kind of thinking higher end of the range for our southern tier counties. But I did see kind of this shift, and maybe even some higher end totals over central Pennsylvania. I think higher terrain could also get in some higher totals just because of how cold it is up there. So let us know what you receive, and we will continue to update you if there are any changes, or if there's anything that we know in regards to alerts that you should be aware of. Everybody, thank you so much for hopping online today. This is such a fabulous way to get into the swing of things. My first Facebook Live back, and what a way to come back. Loving all the comments, the hearts, the likes. Be sure to share too if you know somebody who maybe missed this. Make sure you share it. Let them know that they can get a little update and see what's out there. And as I said before, this is going to get posted, so you can always check back in later. Tonight at 10, we are going to be talking more about that 7-day forecast in regards to, that warm up coming midweek next week, and also any other precipitation on the horizon. It looks like we're going to be in for a little bit of a dry streak, which is nice, and also some sunshine. But of course, with warmer air coming in, there is that potential for rain and wintry mix too, especially as we look towards the end of the week. So we'll be talking all about that. Plus, we'll have all your news stories of the day too, to end our Friday and get you into the weekend on the right note. So be sure to tune in for that. Folks, I think I'm going to leave you here. I don't see any other comments, any questions. If anything comes to mind, feel free to comment. Otherwise, we'll see you at 10 with